Hey, speed demons! Today we're breaking down why Formula One is better than NASCAR, 21 reasons, 0 apologies. From billion-dollar tech to Monaco glamour, we're putting stock cars in the rearview mirror. Buckle up, this is gonna get loud. Formula One is the pinnacle of global motorsport. When people say motorsport, the first image that comes to mind isn't stock cars endlessly circling an oval. It's the screaming sound of Formula One machines tearing through Monaco, Silverstone, or Monza. Formula One is the summit, the Mount Everest of racing. Teams like Ferrari, Mercedes, and Red Bull don't just race, they define the very limits of engineering and human performance. The sport attracts billions of viewers worldwide, uniting fans from São Paulo to Singapore in a shared obsession with speed and precision. NASCAR, while beloved in the US, doesn't command that same global reverence. It feels local, while F1 is universal. Even the drivers reflect this. They're not just athletes, but international celebrities, multilingual, and representing entire nations. You don't just win a Formula One race, you etch your name into the history of motorsport. And let's be honest, if you tell someone you're the best in NASCAR, you're the best in America. If you tell someone you're the best in Formula One, you're the best in the world. The technology is decades ahead of NASCAR. Formula One isn't just a sport, it's a rolling science experiment at 200+ miles per hour. Every single F1 car is a spaceship on wheels, pushing the absolute boundaries of aerodynamics, materials science, and hybrid power. We're talking carbon fiber chassis so light you could lift parts with one hand, ERS, energy recovery systems, that recycle braking heat into horsepower, and engines so efficient they make your Toyota Prius look like a gas-guzzling monster truck. Meanwhile, NASCAR proudly sticks to V8 engines from a bygone era, celebrating a retro charm that's really just code for we haven't evolved since the 70s. The crazy part? Tech from Formula One doesn't stay locked on the racetrack. It trickles down into road cars. ABS brakes, traction control, paddle shifters, hybrid systems, even tire tech, all were pioneered in F1 before showing up in your driveway. NASCAR, on the other hand, is basically running an engineering museum. Fun to watch, but not exactly pushing humanity forward. If motorsport is supposed to be about innovation, then Formula One is a time machine to the future, while NASCAR is a time capsule of the past. Hold up, your turn now. Drop your funniest, most savage reason why Formula One destroys NASCAR in the comments. Best clapbacks get featured in Users Edition, so make it brutal. Races take place in stunning international locations. Formula One isn't just racing, it's a world tour with pit stops at the most glamorous, jaw-dropping destinations on the planet. One weekend, drivers are weaving through the skyscrapers of Singapore under neon lights. Next, they're blasting down the historic Straits of Monza in Italy, then onto the desert spectacle of Abu Dhabi, and of course, the legendary streets of Monaco, where billionaires literally park their yachts right next to the track. It's not just sport, it's sport with postcards built in. Now compare that to NASCAR. You've basically got ovals in Daytona, Talladega, or Charlotte. Yes, the fans are passionate, but the scenery doesn't exactly scream bucket list vacation. Formula One is like James Bond, globe-trotting, classy, and always in the spotlight. NASCAR is more like staying home and watching reruns in your driveway. F1 is an international passport stamped with culture, luxury, and global flavor, while NASCAR is road tripping between speedways that all look the same after a while. So when you tune into Formula One, you're not just watching a race, you're traveling the world, no plane ticket required. F1 cars are faster, lighter, and sharper. Let's cut straight to the chase. If NASCAR is a muscle car flexing at a stoplight, Formula One is a fighter jet that decided to touch wheels to the ground just to embarrass everyone else. F1 cars are engineering miracles, weighing around 800 kilograms with the driver while pumping out close to 1,000 horsepower. These machines can go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 2.5 seconds, hit top speeds north of 220 miles per hour, and then brake hard enough to make your organs file a complaint. NASCAR, heavy, bulky, and built to turn left. They top out around 200 miles per hour, but take forever to get there. And with their weight, agility isn't exactly in the vocabulary. An F1 car slices corners like a scalpel, while a NASCAR stock car is more like a sledgehammer on wheels. One looks like a piece of cutting-edge tech designed by scientists in lab coats. The other looks like your uncle's Chevy with stickers slapped on. Bottom line, F1 cars don't just move fast, they warp reality. NASCAR stock cars? They're quick, sure, but put one next to an F1 beast and it's basically a tractor at a drag race. The drivers are true world-class athletes. Driving an F1 car isn't just steering fast, it's surviving inside a rocket-powered blender for nearly 2 hours straight. These drivers endure G-forces that rival fighter pilots, with their neck muscles straining against 5 G-turns and their hearts pounding at 190 beats per minute for the entire race. Every corner, every brake zone, every gear shift is precision under life-threatening pressure. It's not just physical, it's mental chess at 200 miles per hour. Formula One drivers train like Olympians, cycling, weightlifting, reflex drills, even heat training to survive cockpit temps that climb above 50 degrees Celsius, 122 degrees Fahrenheit. They're global stars, often speaking 3 or 4 languages and competing across wildly different tracks from desert heat to rainy downpours. NASCAR drivers? No doubt, they need endurance and skill, but the athleticism isn't even in the same league. Turning left on repeat for hours just doesn't compare to managing 20 complex corners per lap, with split-second strategy calls and microscopic margins for error. In short, NASCAR drivers are tough, but F1 drivers are elite. They're athletes, engineers, and daredevils rolled into one, the superheroes of motorsport. Each track is unique and challenging. Formula One isn't just racing in circles, it's a new test of skill every single weekend. One track throws 20 high-speed corners at you. Hello, Silverstone. Another demands razor-sharp precision on narrow streets with zero room for error, Monaco. And then you've got monster straights where cars hit warp speed, Monza. No 2 F1 circuits feel the same. Some are carved into cities, some through forests, some across deserts. It's like the Olympics of racetracks. Meanwhile, NASCAR, well, it's ovals. Big ovals, short ovals, slightly different ovals, but still ovals. Yes, there are a handful of road courses, but they're the exception, not the rule. The skill set doesn't stretch the same way. F1 demands adaptability. Every race is like throwing drivers into a new level of a video game, each with its own cheat codes and traps. NASCAR feels more like replaying the same mission again and again, just with different weather. Formula One's variety keeps fans guessing, keeps drivers sweating, and makes every Sunday an adventure. NASCAR is predictable. F1 is a global obstacle course for the fastest humans alive. F1 has cutting-edge aerodynamics. Formula One cars don't just drive, they literally bend air to their will. The wings, diffusers, and barge boards are sculpted like something out of a sci-fi movie, channeling airflow so precisely that an F1 car could theoretically drive upside down in a tunnel at full speed. Yes, that's a real physics flex. Every flap, every curve is designed to generate insane downforce. Gluing the car to the asphalt so drivers can corner faster than your brain thinks is physically possible. NASCAR, on the other hand, is aerodynamics in caveman mode. Make car kinda slippery, go fast in straight line. There's none of the delicate balance of drag reduction systems, no insane wind tunnel wizardry where a millimeter can change lap times by tenths of a second. In F1, aerodynamics isn't just part of the sport, it is the sport. Entire races are decided by how cleanly you cut through air, whether your DRS gives you the edge, or if dirty air ruins your tires. So yeah, F1 is literally flying on the ground with aerodynamics stolen from fighter jets. NASCAR, more like strapping a spoiler onto your cousin's Chevy and calling it a day. NASCAR is stuck on ovals. F1 embraces variety. Let's be real, NASCAR's bread and butter is turn left, turn left, turn left again. Sure, the occasional road course sneaks in, but 90% of the action is giant ovals. Formula One laughs at that limitation. One weekend, drivers are dodging concrete walls in Monaco. The next, they're blasting through the high-speed sweeps of Silverstone, then cooking their brakes on the stop-and-go corners of Singapore. It's a kaleidoscope of racing styles, a buffet of motorsport challenges. Ovals, by design, eliminate variety. Once you've mastered the line at Daytona, you've basically got the recipe for every other big NASCAR track. But in F1, every circuit is a new nightmare to solve. High downforce setups, low drag setups, tire degradation differences, crazy weather swings, no two races feel the same. It's chess on wheels versus tic-tac-toe at 200 miles per hour. And let's be honest, when you can predict exactly where the next left turn is coming, that's not excitement, that's autopilot. Formula One demands drivers who can master any layout, any condition, anywhere in the world. NASCAR limits itself. F1 embraces everything. The engineering budgets are mind-blowing. Formula One isn't just racing, it's an arms race with billions of dollars on the line. Teams like Mercedes, Ferrari, and Red Bull pour hundreds of millions annually into squeezing out fractions of a second. We're talking wind tunnels that look like NASA labs, supercomputers simulating airflow, and armies of engineers working 24/7 on a single bolt's weight reduction. The scale is so massive that when F1 sets cost caps, it's to stop the sport from turning into Elon Musk versus Jeff Bezos on wheels. NASCAR, the budgets are peanuts in comparison. The cars are intentionally standardized to keep costs low, which is fine for close racing. But it kills the innovation war. In F1, money doesn't just buy speed, it buys genius. The constant push for better aerodynamics, lighter materials, smarter electronics. It's like every team is reinventing the car every year. NASCAR looks more like everyone agreeing to drive the same brick and see who turns left the best. Formula One isn't just a sport, it's a billion-dollar science fair where failure costs fortunes and success writes history. NASCAR's exciting, but F1 is extravagant warfare with carbon fiber missiles. Strategy and pit stops are more complex and exciting. In Formula One, a race isn't just about driving fast, it's about outsmarting everyone else on the grid. Teams juggle tire compounds, fuel loads, weather forecasts, and safety car risks like a high-speed game of 4D chess. A single pit stop can decide victory or defeat. Do you gamble on soft tires for speed, or go long with hards and hope the track comes to you? It's not just racing, it's war rooms with headsets, algorithms, and split-second decisions. Then there's the pit stops themselves. Blink and you'll miss them. F1 crews can change 4 tires in under 2 seconds. That's faster than it takes you to sneeze. The choreography is insane. 20 people moving in perfect sync, every millisecond planned. Compare that to NASCAR's longer pit stops with fewer crew members and simpler setups. Impressive, yes, but not the same jaw-dropping, physics-defying ballet. Formula One strategy keeps fans glued to the screen because anything can flip the script. One wrong call, one tire blister, one mistimed pit, and your race is toast. NASCAR has pit stops. Formula One has pit stop theater. F1 fans are a global community, not just regional. Formula One isn't confined to one country, it's a worldwide obsession. On any given race weekend, you've got fans tuning in from Brazil at dawn, Australians staying up past midnight, and Europeans filling grandstands with flags, smoke bombs, and passion. F1 is broadcast in over 180 countries, and its fandom stretches across continents. You don't just cheer for a driver, you cheer for a nation, a culture, a piece of the world stage. NASCAR, by comparison, is overwhelmingly regional. It thrives in the US, but outside America, crickets. You won't see massive NASCAR fan zones in Tokyo or Barcelona. F1, on the other hand, turns entire cities into festivals. The Melbourne GP is basically a week-long party. Singapore lights up an entire skyline, and Mexico City becomes a stadium of pure chaos. The sense of global unity is unmatched. In short, NASCAR is like hometown pride, and that's cool. But F1, it's the World Cup of motorsport, uniting billions in one adrenaline-fueled conversation. The cars look futuristic, not like sedans. Formula One cars don't just race, they look like they were teleported in from the year 2099. Low, sleek, and sculpted by supercomputers, every curve screams speed and danger. They're the kind of machines you'd expect Batman to drive if Gotham had a Grand Prix. Fans don't just watch them for performance, they're straight-up works of art in carbon fiber. Now compare that to NASCAR stock cars. Let's be honest, they look like souped-up family sedans with decals slapped on. Sure, the engines roar, but the body shape? Basically your neighbor's Toyota Camry with a bad attitude. NASCAR clings to stock aesthetics to feel relatable, but it ends up looking dated. Meanwhile, Formula One cars don't pretend to be anything. They look like weapons built for speed, no compromises. When an F1 car is unveiled, it's a global event, like Apple revealing a new iPhone. When a new NASCAR car rolls out, it looks familiar. Formula One cars embody the future. NASCAR cars remind you of a trip to the grocery store. One is a fantasy, the other is a flashback. The drama between teams is legendary. Formula One isn't just cars racing, it's a soap opera on wheels. Rivalries aren't just between drivers, they're between billion-dollar teams with decades of history. Ferrari versus Mercedes, Red Bull versus McLaren, Hamilton versus Verstappen. These aren't just sporting contests. They're full-blown sagas with politics, betrayals, and Twitter wars. F1 has more drama than Netflix, and the best part? None of it is scripted. Every season, team principals throw shade in press conferences, engineers push loopholes in the rulebook, and fans dissect every radio message like it's a leaked government file. Remember Multi-21? Or Fernando is faster than you? These moments are burned into meme history. NASCAR has rivalries too, sure, but they're usually about who bumped who on turn 3. F1 rivalries are dynasties colliding, empires rising and falling, billionaires going head-to-head with national pride on the line. In short, NASCAR is about racing. Formula One is about racing plus chaos. And let's be honest, we all secretly tune in for the chaos. Weather changes can flip a race instantly. Formula One isn't just fighting opponents, it's battling Mother Nature herself. One minute it's sunny, the next minute rain is pouring down, and suddenly the whole race is chaos. Tire strategy goes out the window, drivers slide like they're on ice. And the brave ones who gamble on slicks or intermediates can go from 0 to hero in a single lap. Fans don't just watch, they hold their breath every time a dark cloud appears. In NASCAR, weather usually means one thing: delay. Rain, red flag, everyone go home until tomorrow. Formula One embraces it. Drivers dance with disaster, controlling cars that want nothing more than to spin out at 200 miles per hour. Legendary races, Senna at Donington 93, Button in Canada 11, Hamilton at Silverstone in the wet, all prove that rain doesn't ruin an F1 race. It makes it iconic. So while NASCAR stops the show, Formula One turns up the drama. When the weather changes, the leaderboard scrambles, the strategy explodes, and chaos becomes art. The precision of F1 is unmatched. Formula One isn't just about driving fast, it's about being perfectly fast. Drivers hit the same breaking point lap after lap within inches, shaving milliseconds in a sport where a blink can mean the difference between pole and P15. Cars are tuned down to the millimeter, with mechanics adjusting tire pressures and wing angles so precisely that even a single PSI can change a race. In NASCAR, the margin for error is much bigger. Draft, turn left, hold position. It's more about endurance and pack tactics than surgical accuracy. In F1, one slip, one lockup, one fraction of a second too late on the brakes, and your entire race is gone. It's like comparing throwing darts at a board to threading a needle at 200 miles per hour. The sheer precision of Formula One is why the sport feels like high art. It's science and skill merging at the absolute limit of human capability. NASCAR is entertaining, sure, but F1 is a masterclass in perfection under pressure. NASCAR feels repetitive. F1 is unpredictable. In NASCAR, you pretty much know the script. Cars circle the oval for hundreds of laps, crashes happen, and in the end, someone takes the checkered flag. Entertaining? Yes. But surprising? Not often. Formula One, on the other hand, is a constant game of expect the unexpected. Safety cars, red flags, weather shifts, tire failures, strategy gambles, and even last-lap heartbreaks. No two races feel the same. Look at history: Gasly's shock win in Monza, Ocon's triumph in Hungary, Verstappen vs. Hamilton's insane 2021 title fight. These are the kinds of moments that make fans scream at their TVs. In F1, chaos lurks around every corner, and a single decision can flip the order on its head. NASCAR thrives on pack racing and the occasional big wreck, but that predictability makes the drama less special. Formula One is like opening a mystery box every Sunday. NASCAR. It's like rewatching your favorite show on loop. Fun, but you already know how the episodes go. F1 thrives because you never truly know what's coming next. Safety tech in F1 sets global standards. Formula One is dangerous, but it's also where the best safety innovations in motorsport are born. The Halo device, once mocked, has already saved multiple lives, from Grosjean's fiery crash in Bahrain to Zhou Guanyu's terrifying flip at Silverstone. The carbon fiber monocoque chassis can withstand forces that would crush most vehicles, and every car is packed with sensors, fire suppression systems, and energy-absorbing structures. Even helmets are engineered like NASA tech, designed to survive impacts at impossible speeds. NASCAR has improved safety over the years, but its tech largely follows, not leads. F1's advancements trickle down into every corner of the racing world and even into road cars. Crumple zones, HANS devices, advanced crash barriers, all tested and refined in F1 first. The sport is literally rewriting the manual on how to keep humans alive in violent accidents. So, yes, F1 is fast and glamorous, but it's also saving lives by pushing safety forward. NASCAR is safe, but Formula One sets the gold standard that everyone else follows. The Monaco Grand Prix is more iconic than any NASCAR race. When people talk about bucket list sporting events, Monaco is always in the conversation. It's not just a race, it's the race. The streets of Monte Carlo become the tightest, most glamorous battlefield in motorsport, with F1 cars brushing past luxury yachts, casinos, and billionaires sipping champagne from balconies. Winning Monaco isn't about points, it's about immortality. Ayrton Senna, Graham Hill, Lewis Hamilton, their Monaco wins are etched in legend. Now ask yourself, what's NASCAR's Monaco? Daytona? Sure, it's historic in the US, but globally it doesn't hold a candle. No one's flying from Dubai, London, or Tokyo just to see a Daytona 500. Monaco, meanwhile, is a global spectacle. Even people who don't care about racing know Monaco. It's a cultural event, a symbol of wealth, precision, and pure motorsport insanity. Formula One has the Monaco Grand Prix, NASCAR doesn't, and that alone puts F1 on a higher pedestal. Glamour, history, prestige. Monaco is the crown jewel of motorsport. NASCAR can't touch that level of iconic. F1 has legendary rivalries across decades. Formula One isn't just about racing cars. It's about rivalries that define entire eras. Senna versus Prost, Schumacher versus Hakkinen, Hamilton versus Verstappen. These aren't just driver duels, they're mythic clashes, etched into the DNA of the sport. Fans still argue about them decades later, replaying races, dissecting incidents, and picking sides as if it all happened yesterday. NASCAR has rivalries, sure, but they're usually short-lived spats about who bumped who on turn 3. Formula One rivalries go deeper. They're about philosophy, driving style, national pride, and team dynasties colliding. Prost versus Senna wasn't just racing. It was ice-cold calculation versus fiery passion. Hamilton versus Verstappen wasn't just a title fight. It was generational. A passing of the torch with enough controversy to fill a Netflix season. And it did. Rivalries are the lifeblood of any sport, and F1 has the kind that transcend time. NASCAR has drama, F1 has legends. And that's why fans keep coming back decade after decade to witness the next great battle in racing history. Innovation in F1 shapes road cars of the future. Formula One isn't just about racing fast, it's a test lab for the entire auto industry. Hybrid power units, advanced turbochargers, seamless paddle shift gearboxes, energy recovery systems, all of these started life in F1 before filtering down into your daily driver. Even the brakes on your car have roots in F1 technology. Every Sunday, F1 is rewriting the future of how cars are built, proving ideas under the most extreme conditions before they ever hit the showroom floor. NASCAR? Not so much. With standardized engines and old-school tech, NASCAR doesn't innovate, it preserves. That's great if you want tradition, but terrible if you care about progress. F1 engineers are literally working with aerospace-level precision to squeeze more efficiency and performance out of machines. It's why your hybrid SUV or sports car is decades ahead of what it would have been without Formula One. In short, NASCAR entertains. Formula One evolves the automobile. It's the R&D department for the future of driving, and we're all benefiting from the experiments happening on those circuits. Formula One is simply more glamorous. Formula One isn't just a sport, it's a lifestyle. The paddock is crawling with celebrities, billionaires, royalty, and movie stars. The races themselves feel like red carpet events, from Monaco's yacht parties to Abu Dhabi's post-race concerts with global superstars. F1 drivers aren't just athletes, they're fashion icons, brand ambassadors, and household names. Lewis Hamilton shows up at the Met Gala, Daniel Ricciardo trends on TikTok, Max Verstappen headlines global news. NASCAR drivers, with all respect, just don't break into mainstream culture the same way. The cars gleam under the lights, the champagne showers on the podium look like Hollywood finales, and the entire experience screams exclusivity. F1 has managed to blend high-octane racing with high society, creating a spectacle that feels larger than life. NASCAR may have heart and grit, but F1 has glamour. And in today's world of viral content and global attention spans, glamour wins. At the end of the day, Formula One isn't just about who's fastest, it's about who can put on the greatest show, and no one does it better. Thanks for riding with us, legends! If you've got more savage reasons why Formula One leaves NASCAR in the dust, drop them in the comments. We're watching! And hey, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss Users Edition, where your takes get the spotlight. This is the reasons why. Epic debates, legendary comments. See you next round.